Well, we finally got our tiny house in place. By the way, our tiny house is about 2.5 meters wide by 6 meters long, and it's 2 stories. It's just about, it's not quite 4 meters high on the high end. It's got a round roof, so it comes down to about not quite 3 meters on this end. And it's got the second story is based at about 7 feet, so you've got plenty of headroom on your loft. This we just put on afterwards just to protect from the rain. Since we're in Thailand, it rains so much that if we didn't put something here, everything would get soaked all the time. If it was in America, I probably wouldn't bother. I might put this one roof on. We put this on for our carport here. It's kind of ugly, but it serves the purpose, and it only took me a day to build, me and my guys. So, and it works good. It's got a little round roof on it too. But anyway. This has got a small deck on the front. This is, what did I make this? 2 meters by, I think, 3.5 meters. That. And come on in.
After you.
We did something a little different. Most people, we put our bed downstairs, which kind of screws it up for company because we have no living room. You can see we put our bed downstairs, and we got a little closet there with a sliding door on it that we can pretty much put most of our clothes in. It's not quite big enough, but it'll work. And I did something a little different. I put a spiral staircase. Me and my guys welded it up and made it. Our refrigerator obviously isn't full size, but it's pretty big. We got a little bar here because I put the natural countertop on it. It's a little thicker than I actually wanted, but it works pretty well. Have a drink. We have a 4-burner stove with an oven, German made. It's got a little hood. We got a nice little oven. It's got a rotisserie in it. We can cook a chicken if we want. It's got a broiler and a bottom burner. So that works pretty good. We've got a nice hardwood floor under our rugs. We did put rugs in here just because I like rugs, and we put a hardwood floor. It's like a mahogany floor. It's a Thai wood, so I can't say the name in English because I don't know it in English, but it's like a mahogany. It's hardwood. Come on into our tiny little bathroom, and it works really good. We've got a sink. I used an old dresser that I had that's a 100-year-old dresser, and we use that for our vanity. I got the smallest toilet I could find because I wanted to put a fairly good sized shower, and this shower is a little over 3 feet. It's 39 inches by, I think it was 33 inches. I made it. This is a cement board with a plaster, cement plaster, or stucco style over it, which is troweled smooth. And then I sealed it with a grout sealer so it doesn't leak. It's beautiful. You can see we got a nice shower head. It's got hot and cold water. It works really good. Oh, and on the bottom we put a stainless steel pan. And since I didn't want to stand in the stainless steel, I put a little, I made my own little pallet to put in here to stand on, so it makes it more comfortable. And our gray water goes into the dirt, and our septic goes into a septic tank with a small field on it. But our gray water, we just run onto the dirt in the back in our canal because we're living on a shrimp farm right now. So anyway, if you want to take a look upstairs, you can go on up and see the upstairs. We made our loft upstairs. We were originally going to put our bed up there, but instead we made a TV room, and we just love it. At night we crank up the air conditioners. We got a nice air conditioning unit. It's 12,000 BTU, and this thing's been completely insulated. So with the insulation, it cools it down so nice in here that we can just relax up here in the evening and watch TV. My added thing was these little round windows I put in. I really love them. They're made out of teak, and I ordered them out of Chiang Mai. And over top, I wanted to do, because originally in America I was a plaster, where I did a lot of tinted plaster and high-end plaster. So I wanted to do it here, but I knew I couldn't use gypsum or sheetrock because it would just crack. So these walls are all plywood. The ceiling's plywood, and it's a AC grade plywood, so it's a smooth side. And over top of it, I glued it, and then put a plaster over top of it, a thin coated plaster. It's about 1/8 thick. And surprisingly, we moved the tiny house about a half a kilometer when we had to move it, and I got zero crackage. There's no cracks anywhere, which I was immensely surprised. I thought the corners would crack, but they didn't. Even the windows, I stuccoed them in. I plastered them right into the frame, and nothing cracks. So we were pretty lucky with that. I mean, I don't know, we'll move it again probably someday, and hopefully we'll have the same luck. But anyway, that's our tiny house. Oh, the best part of our tiny house is I did everything myself. I did it with my guys. Well, actually one guy, May, my Burmese foreman who works with me, shrimp farming, is a good welder. And over the years, we've been together for 20 years working together. So he and I worked on this together. I laid everything out, and well, I screwed most of it together myself too. The only thing I didn't do on this is he's a really good welder, so I had him weld the frame. This is all 1.5 by 3 frame, solid steel frame. So it's really well put together, and then there's plywood on the outside, and like you can see there's plywood on the inside here, and then there's regular tongue and groove on the rest of it. This is all tongue and groove. Anyway, I built it. It took us about 3.5 months to build, and we worked on it a little bit every day, 6-7 hours a day. Because here in the shrimp farm, we have lots of chores, but we can afford to take off a few hours here and there. So we just put our time together and put about 6 hours a day to 7 hours a day for about a little over 3 months, 3.5 months it took me to build it. The two of us. It was just two of us, him and I, working on it. And you want me to show the pictures?
Yep.
Well, the pictures are mostly from here or America. There's artists from Thailand. This artist is from Stockbridge, Massachusetts, that did this picture of my daughter about 38 years ago. Some of these pictures, a lot of them are from Thailand. On this side is Scott Taylor. He's from, I think, Dalton, Massachusetts. He did some of those. There's a little bit of everything in this house. So anyway, back to what it cost anyway. So we did everything ourselves. There's a lot of man hours, and I figured it up at one time. We had, I forgot how many man hours. It's a lot. And if we had to charge ourselves for man hours, it would be expensive. But the material, just the material that I bought for this house was about $12,000 just for material. No man hours involved in that, for just materials. And some of it is recycled. The steel frame in the roof, because it's round, we had made a bunch of frames for our shrimp ponds, and I had a bunch of them left over, so that's what's the roof frame is from a shrimp pond. A lot of this wood, all this wood here is cherry that I cut off my land in America about, oh, what is it now, 12 years ago, 13 years ago. All this cherry, there's a lot of it. There's a lot around the trim of the windows is all cherry. And you know, that's really expensive, but it was free for me because I cut it years ago, and I'd actually brought it in a container with me to Thailand when I did it. And a lot of the wood that I bought here, I got locally. That's why I like all this tongue and groove. It's opened up a little bit because it isn't kiln dried, it's just natural dried. But it gives a really beautiful look. I love the wood look on the sides. So anyway, if anybody's in Thailand and wants to have one built, just look me up. I'd love to build you one. And I can do any size. We could do one smaller, bigger, smaller, lower, I mean, anything you wanted. But I appreciate you looking at our channel. Take care, guys.